Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in. My name is Hanley Morello with American Home Building Company, and we moved here from the United States about 10 years ago, and throughout the years we found many questions and many problems that have come across, and we got some information that we think that it's going to be useful for you if you decided to make the move to Costa Rica. Stick with us, and now what we're gonna go through is the steps that you gotta go through in order to buy a piece of property. There are a lot of challenges that come with it. There are many things that you should know. And if Nosara is gonna be your hometown, it's even better, because we're gonna be here to accompany you every step of the way from here until we give you the keys to your new home. So the first step that you want to take when you're buying a property near the coast or anywhere in Costa Rica, you want to make sure that the owner is the actual owner. It happens a lot where one person just decides to take over and puts a for sale sign on the lot. It may not be theirs. So a lawyer is a good company to have when you're going into a deep dive of information. Who owned the property, who owned it before that, and who owned it before that. Sometimes they go back up 10 to 15 years. And that is the most essential step when buying a property near the coastline or anywhere in Costa Rica. The second and just as important step is you're going to make sure that the property and the land that you're buying has water, electric, and the use of land. Having water and electric just means that you're going to have a letter where it says that you can have both services. It happens quite often that these lots don't have water because it's not allowed, or there is not enough in town for you to be using water, and therefore you can't have that letter of access to it. It is one of the most important ones, because without this, you can't even have working permits for your construction. And the second one is the electric one. Sometimes you may not have electric going to your lot. And although this could be circumvented by you yourself buying the actual power pole and the transformer and all the wires that go to your house, you're going to have to donate that. It's about $8,000 to $10,000 worth of cost just in this one step. Now, if you have this, and let's say that you're good to go, so your land is owned by the person who's selling it to you. You also have a letter that says that you can have water in your property, and another one that says that you can have electric. Great. The third part of this would be that you have one letter that says what you can use your land for. Sometimes it could be commercial and residential. Sometimes it's only residential. And a lot of times you have to make sure of this one, that it's not agricultural. Because if it's only agricultural, it means it can only be used for that. You can, however, build a home into this, but if you're planning on doing a business where you're buying, thinking that you're buying commercial, and it only says agriculture, then you can't do anything commercial on that. One of the things that you may not know yet, and you will find out initially in the process of construction, is that while buying a lot that has an ocean view or a view of the mountains, you're going to be in the mountains. Usually this is how it always works. You have a view, you have to be high up in order to have that view. So one extra cost that comes with this is that the land is not necessarily always flat, unless you make it flat. If you're on a hill, you're going to have to be prepared for that extra cost that you're going to have for retention walls to retain that extra product, that extra soil that is going to be retained in a certain spot so you can build your home. And this varies from size to size and from place to place, because once you have a home in here, you want your footings to be perfectly where they need to be and as strong as they need to be, given that there is one factor that not every country has, that Costa Rica does get hit by an earthquake almost every day. Doesn't mean that you're going to feel it. It just means that the earth, it's always moving. Just not as much as to where you can feel it, but every now and then there is going to be one that you do. And for that, you want strong footings and deep footings. And for that, when you're in the mountains, you're going to have to be prepared because the cost is going to be a little bit more. Whereas if you buy inland somewhere, you may not have that view, but you will have that flat lot that you can build on, where your footings don't necessarily need to be as big as they would be if you're higher up with that view that everybody wants. So in conclusion, on this video on how to buy a piece of property in Costa Rica, although we're not realtors, that's not what our business is. We have come across all this information. It's for us to know and to share, and you'll be the wiser by knowing this. Make sure that you always have a good lawyer present with you when you're buying a piece of property. In Costa Rica, every single thing that you buy, cars, property, motorcycles, or anything that is a big item ticket, you will always need a lawyer in order to register it in your name. It may be different in your country, but in Costa Rica, this is how it's done. So the realtor may or may not give you all the information necessary when you're buying a piece of property, but now you will know. You need the use of land, which is the piece of paper that is given to you by the municipality of the place that you're buying at. The water letter, which is very important because without it, you can get working permits or the construction permits that are needed for you to build your home. And thirdly, and just as importantly, that electric letter. It's just a letter that says, I can have electric in my house. It doesn't mean that it's going to be already there. Neither it is the same with the water. You just have a letter that says that you will be able to have it. And with this, you will be able to connect all your utilities. With that said, hope to see you soon. And I'll tell you what, if we get to do business, the first beer is on me. You guys have a good one, and thank you for watching this video.